Okay.
Let's reset the board. Top 5 players on my board right now: Reuben Foster, Ryan Ramczyk, tackle from Wisconsin, Dalvin Cook, the running back from Florida State, O.J. Howard, tight end from Alabama, and then David Njoku, the tight end from Miami. So both tight ends still out there.
Right.
We have Tennessee, who we talked how they needed that weapon.
Right.
Marcus Mariota. Well, they went and got it at the 5th pick. Could they double up? Maybe get him another weapon with these tight ends still available?
Well, they could, but let's look at their needs as well, though. What you got for Tennessee? We talked about some of the issues on defense that they had.
They need a corner.
I mean, what corners you got? What corners you like? That's their number one need, according to Dane Brugler, is a cornerback.
Yeah.
Which one of these cornerbacks do you really, really like?
Tre'Davious White's my next best corner, but this is a little early for him. I know they like Chidobe Awuzie, the Colorado corner.
Is that too early for him?
It is, at least in our opinion. That doesn't mean it's not too early for this team. Because remember, that Tennessee does not have a second-round pick. That belongs to Cleveland. So they're not going to get Awuzie if they wait until their third-round pick. Could they make that pick here? It'd shock a lot of people, but if you trust your evaluation and Awuzie is really the player you like, go and get him.
Well, the cornerbacks that again, it's a banged up group of like when you start talking about some guys not running well, the Tabors, Moreau, White, Tankersley, King.
What, Adoree Jackson?
Adoree Jackson.
That's a player we talked about a lot for the Cowboys at 28.
Yeah, I think that we have to
cover just went on the
I think
Ford Center War Room.
There they go. Yeah, so they must be.
Jerry was on the phone.
Yeah, Jerry's on the phone, hanging out here. So they're working that phone. Let's see if in fact that they got anything going with this trade possibilities, or like I say, people calling. They've moved the camera around to where we cannot see what's going on there at all. So
going back to what you mentioned about the needs, what do I have as a number one need for the Titans?
Cornerback.
And we talked about the corners after Lattimore goes, then Conley was going to be the next guy, but he's off the board, obviously.
Right.
And then we have Marlon Humphrey.
Right.
Adoree Jackson. Tre'Davious White. Players that we thought might be there at 28. This is where we're if you're a Cowboys fan, you start to think about your guys being taken off the board.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, Dane, because I just walking down the halls here for 5 seconds, you just there's this energy because everybody's like, oh, Howard's still there. What about this guy? Oh my God, blah blah blah. I love draft night. It's my favorite.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what in fact, but I think that we look at Tennessee. We talk about it again. Their pick is in. I'm with Dane on this though. I think cornerback is that's a glaring problem for them. And who is the best corner? And now, like you said, Dane, if you're the Cowboys, you're worried about losing a guy. And you're worried about losing the guy that you're going to take at 28 that you thought would be there.
Well, you're not going to get all the way to 28 without losing a few guys that are going to.
Yeah, but the cornerbacks, that's what.
Yeah.
That's the things.
Well, hey, we've been sitting here this whole time saying, maybe all the pass rushers are going to be wiped out. Maybe it's the other way around. I mean, there's nobody.
There's commissioners on the clock.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, on the podium.
The Tennessee Titans select Adoree Jackson.
Oh my!
Defensive back, USC.
How about that? We've been talking about how the NFL likes Adoree Jackson more than we do.
Yeah.
He's an undersized corner with he needs a lot of refinement with his technique, but. This is a player who's a premier athlete who can be an impact player as a return man, and you are very encouraged about the corner he could be down the road. Right now, he's a nickel at best, and so I think you have to treat him as such. But again, with the upside, and we talked about it. What the defensive coordinator at USC,
Clancy Pendergast,
how we talked about with Jabril Peppers. Talk about with this guy, how he's stretched so thin. He ran track.
Right.
He was in the offensive meeting room, the defensive meeting rooms, the special teams room. And, here he goes. So this is who we both had Adoree Jackson mocked to the Cowboys.
Right.
It's not going to happen, not because the Cowboys weren't interested, but because he's off the board 10 picks ahead.
I mean, and you're right. I've heard that for a while, that the NFL likes Adoree Jackson more than the media and, analysts do. But 18 is, I'm legitimately
Steep?
I'm not saying it's steep. I'm not trying to say that he's not good enough to go 18. I'm legitimately pretty stunned. Like, he was a guy I said today that I was really confident there'd be a handful of names there at 28, and I was pretty damn confident he would have been there at 28.
Okay, well, Adoree Jackson is
Not even close.
meeting with the commissioner right now. He's getting his jersey and getting a big hug.